Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am sharing with you my Canta pad project wrap-up. So I just wanted to, I know a lot of people ask me fairly often how I store my completed projects or my projects in process, that kind of thing. I have probably about a dozen of these, they're 12 by 12 inch iris boxes. And I like to store, it's pretty much holds all of my works in progress. Some have been in there for a couple years, and then the ones that I'm working on, throughout the month, I like to store the paper and all of the embellishments and stuff in here, and I can pull them out as I need, and then I also add in any of my finished projects. So I just wanted to include this in my wrap-up video today so you could kind of see how I store it. So in here I have the cards that I have made, and then there's bookmarks, and then in the end of my last video, the part 3, I mentioned some cut aparts or some punches that I did. So that's what these little doohickeys are. So anyway, this is just an iris 12 by 12 inch iris case. I usually try and pick them up when they're on sale at Michael's. Black Friday is usually when they have a really great sale, and then sometimes in January when they have like the storage stuff, the big sales on storage stuff, because everybody's New Year's resolution is to get organized. So anyway, that's just a little empty I had. So this is what is left of my Canta pad from GCD. I utilized all the paper, and I even utilized the pad cover, and I made 3 little bookmarks from the pad cover, just cut them down. They're all kind of various sizes. I was trying to do it equal, and then I didn't feel like cutting off that little bit on this last one. So just use they're just plain on the back side. I punched a hole, tied in some black yarn, and voila. So these are bookmarks that will get donated to Cards for Soldiers. And also from the pad cover, because this was like the main part of the pad cover, but then it also had like little squares where it kind of showed you the different patterns. And so I did do some punches from the pad cover as well. I have a lot of them are just the scallop circles. This one's I did do some butterflies. So it just kind of makes them almost like chipboard embellishments. They're pretty sturdy. And then the rest of these punches were from the scraps that I had left at the very end. After I had gone through and added, scraps to the insides of my cards, I had some sizable strips or little squares left, and so I went through and I punched them out as well. Because I love polka dots anyway, but I love the bright yellow cherry polka dot. Thought that would make a cute flower. So now I do still have some embellishments that I can add to some of the projects. So let me move those out of the way. And you have seen all of these cards, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about them. But I did want to point out that I got the 3 bookmarks, and then I don't have them here anymore, but I also got those 2 photo cards that I made. That was the very first project I made, and I'll insert a picture here. But they were 6 by 6, and you could open them up and you could add photos. There was a pocket, and I'll also link that video in the description box below. But I made 2 of those cards, which used up several sheets of paper, and then I also made some 6 by 6 envelopes to put those cards in, so that the envelope was one full 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I left a little bit of, I tried to make the envelopes fairly thick so that if somebody put pictures on the cards, they would still have room to slide them in and out. So what I do not have shown here are those 2 photo cards plus the envelopes. But beyond that, I got 41 A2 size cards as well. And so these were all ones that, like the ones here I'm showing first, are the ones that I did in part 3 using the scraps. And I just wanted to note, in part 3, I also used these little silver strip stickers. They are not love from Lizzie because I've had them in my stash for years and years. They are actually from Starform. They're called Starform outline stickers. No idea when they're from, but my biggest worry was that how sticky they were going to be. Like, they didn't seem to want to stick very well, but it did add like a nice little silver foiling touch to like the edges in some cases. So I had never played with them, and I think I mentioned in the last video too, I was inspired by Christy Marcotte and all of her Love from Lizzie strips. So that's why I was playing with those. And then I believe these were from part 2. Did a lot of Mother's Day cards, just because this felt kind of bright and cheery. Paper. These were the sheet load from April. I got a bunch of those. Kind of different combinations of the 2 patterns. And then I believe these were also from part 2. So 41 A2 size cards and 2 6x6 photo cards with envelopes. And I don't remember how much I had left. Maybe 9. I don't remember. I'd have to go back to the very first video and see. But no, actually I want to say it was maybe 13, because there were 26 sheets originally in the pack, and I want to say I had about half left of full sheets, and then there were some scraps. So not bad. And like I said, finally got this one out of my stash. I've loved it. It's just been sitting in my stash forever. I had just never finished using it. So glad I did. So glad I pulled it out. It was very pretty and kind of a very sunny, cheery one to work on throughout April with everything going on. And it wasn't a big pad. It wasn't a big project. It just took me a long time. I think because I was working on camera, I had a hard time. I always feel awkward when I'm creating on camera or doing process videos, so I wasn't always motivated to work on this project since it was on camera, so I apologize for that. It shouldn't have taken me 2 months to finish this one, but I did now. I finished it at the end of April, so I got to count this as an April pad completed. But let me know what you guys thought of doing the process video, the series of process videos. Like I said before, it's not something that I'm comfortable doing yet on a full pad because it takes so long, and I think it's just intimidating for me to do the videos for something that massive. But these partial pads that I have like this are totally doable. So I will try to incorporate the process videos on the smaller pads that I do. And if there's anything that I didn't include in the process videos that you would like me to include in future ones, let me know. Or if there's something I included that you don't care about, like me, I know I included me putting the little scraps on the inside of the card. If you want me to skip over that part, let me know and I can leave that out the next time. But if there's something else that I included that you're just like, I don't need to see that, or, something that I didn't include that you're like, ooh, I would really love to know how you do this, let me know all of that in the comments below, your thoughts on the series and how I did it. I'm definitely open to feedback and critique on that. So anyway, thank you guys for following along, for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for your time today, and I hope you're all having a crafty week.